Hello, dear students. Today we are going to learn about frequency adverbs. Before to start with frequency adverb, I would like to review about the simple present. When you want to create sentence in affirmative in simple present, we have to divide personal pronouns into groups. The first group is I, you, we, they. The second group is he, she, it. I have here I have here 5 verbs. For example, study, dance, play, read, and have. I use here the personal pronouns I study, you dance, we play, they read, I have. When you want to create sentence here with I, you, we, they, you only use the verbs in the same way. But when you want to create sentence with he, she, it, you have to follow some rules. For example, when the verb finishes with ch, o, x, double s, sh, and s, you have to add es. When the verb finishes with y and before it's a consonant, you have to change the letter y by the letter I and add es. When you have here the verb have, you have to change by the verb, no, by the verb has. In others, when don't follow the rules, you only add s. For example, he study. In this case, I can say he study. Why? Because study finish with y. But before is a consonant. For the reason I change the letter y by the letter I and add es. He studies English. Dance. Dance finish with e. I don't have here a rules about the letter E. Don't. For the reason is others. I only add the letter S. She dances at night. Play. Play finish with the letter Y. But before consonant. In this case, no. I have a vowel. When it's vowel, you only add the letter S. It plays in the part. It has a ball because have. When it's he, she, it, you use has. It has a ball. Again, I study, he studies. You dance, she dances. They play, it plays. I have, it has. In negative sentence, I have to consider the word don't and doesn't. Don't, you use it with I, you, we, they. Doesn't, he, she, it. I don't have a car. She doesn't have a car. When you use the word doesn't, the verb have is the same. Don't change. Okay? When you use doesn't, the verb is the same. I don't study. She doesn't study. You don't dance. He doesn't dance. We don't play. She doesn't play. They don't read. He doesn't read. I don't have. It doesn't have. Frequency adverbs. There are many frequency adverbs, but today I consider only some frequency adverbs. For example, I have the word always, usually, often, sometimes, hardly ever, and never. Always is when you do this action all the days, or you do this action several days. Okay, always. For example, I have my breakfast on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday, on Friday, on Saturday, on Sunday. In this case, all the days. Usually is when you do this action 5 times or 5 days. For example, I work on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday, on Friday. 5 days or 5 times. Often, you do this action 4 times, okay, or 4 days. For example, you can say, I take a taxi on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on on Thursday. 4 days or 4 times. Sometimes you do this action 3 times or 3 days. I I sometimes I sometimes study on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, 3 times or 3 days. Hardly ever. In this case, 1 time. I hardly ever dance marinera. It's only 1 time or 1 day. Never. When you don't do this action, never. Zero. Okay, for example, I never travel to Afghanistan. Never. Okay, you don't do this action. In simple present, you have to put a frequency adverb before the verb. Before the verb. I always read a book at night. Read is a verb. Always is frequency adverb. In this case, always is before the verb. And I sometimes study in the weekends. Sometimes the frequency adverb study is a verb. Sometimes before the verb. You doesn't often dance salsa. Often is frequency adverb, dance is the verb, often is before the verb. Anna and Juan don't usually write poems. Don't usually writes. In this case, write is frequency adverb, write is verb, usually frequency adverb, usually is before the verb. Do you often play soccer? Do you usually play soccer? Often is before the verb. Does your teacher always write in English? Always. In this case, write is a verb, always is before the verb. Before the verb. In simple present, frequency adverb is before the verb. When you want to create sentences with a verb to be and you want to use frequency adverb, the frequency adverb is after the verb to be. For example, in present there are 3 verbs to be: is, are am. Marcus is always in the cinema. Always is after the verb to be. Aníbal and Elmer are sometimes hungry. Sometimes after the verb to be. I am often in my house. Often after the verb to be. After. Lucero isn't usually worried. Usually after the verb to be. Dario and you aren't often in the university. Often is located after the verb to be. Is Juana sometimes in your house? Sometimes is often. Sometimes is after the verb to be. Here I have a practice. You have to locate the frequency adverbs in the right place. My neighbor is at. Is a verb to be. Never frequency adverb. For the reason the right place is after the verb to be. My neighbor is never sad. Sometimes frequency adverb. Juancito doesn't kiss to his wife. Juancito doesn't kiss to his wife, simple present. For the reasons, the frequency adverb is before the verb. Juancito doesn't sometimes kiss to his wife. This is the right place because kiss is verb. Our friend don't play soccer. Our friend don't play soccer. This is simple present. Often frequency adverb, but the reason is before the verb. Our friend don't often play soccer. Does Peter read books? Always frequency adverb. Does Peter read books? Is simple present. For the reason I say, does Peter always read books? Next, I have here some preposition of sign. The first preposition is on. You use the word on when it's a days, when you want to use it in days of week. There are 7 days of week. The first is Monday, lunes, Tuesday, martes, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you want to create a sentence with this, you have to use the word on. For example, he reads, because remember when it's affirmative, when it's he, she, it, you have to follow some rules. In this case, I add the letter S. He reads on Tuesday, because on you use it when it's days. Tuesday is date. He reads on Tuesday. I play soccer on Monday. My mother cooks on Tuesday. My cousin works on Wednesday. I usually take a shower on Thursdays in the morning. My friend never works never works on Friday. I study on Sundays. I don't study on Saturdays. Other preposition of sign I have here at in front to. At is when it's a specific time. For example, I study at 8 a.m. In this case, at is a specific time. I study at 8 a.m. on Sundays. And you use it when it's the month of the year. She is free in July. July is month of the year. July, December, October, month. From and to. We play soccer from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. From, you use it when you begin in this action. And to, when you finish. We play soccer from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Here there are some exercises that I hope you have to complete with on, at, in, front to. My mother goes to the supermarket. This is a specific time for the reason at. My mother goes to the supermarket at 5:30 a.m. 30 p.m. Ricardo studies English Wednesday. Wednesday is a day for the reason on. Ricardo studies English on Wednesday. Your friends are in the university. 3 and 7. 3 is when you begin and 7 is when you finish. The reason your friends are in the university from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. His sister practice chess. February. February is a month. The reason I use the word in. His sister practice chess in February. The next is about the time. The question is, what time is it? What time is it? You use the numbers. It is 7 because it's the number 7 o'clock. It is 7 o'clock. It is 7 a.m. It's 7 p.m. It's 7 in the morning. It's 7 at night or in the evening. What time is it? It's, in this case, I write the short form. The long form, it is. The short, it's 4:30 a.m., 4:30 p.m., 4:30 in the morning, 4:30 in the afternoon. It's 5:15. It's 9:45. It's 3:05. In this case, the zero have a name, O. When you find here the zero before the number, before, you have to write here, or your pronunciation is with O. 3:05, 3:04, 3:03, 3:02, 3:01, 3:06. Yes, O. And the last is, what time is it? This is short, this is hours, and the long is minutes. What time is it? Your answer is 3 o'clock, 3 a.m., 3 p.m. Okay? Well, this is all. Thank you for listening and watching.